It's been a second, but I'm not going anywhere, and I am here again with round 2 of Edgar Allan Poe and his poems, because you guys seem to enjoy that, and so did I. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So last time we read this guy, the Raven. There he is, being all raveny. This time I have chosen a few other poems. They're not as long as the Raven, but they are good, and I like them, and I'm going to read them. I'm changing it up slightly. I'm going to read them like this, so if you would like to, you can follow along or read along, whatever you would like to do. Or you can just sit back, chill, do whatever you like. If you would like different versions of this video and the other videos with different ambiences such as rain or fire or perhaps even birds, they're available on my Patreon along with other extra content. But for now, let's hang out with Edgar and his poems. This is not a poem. This is diddling. I hope you can see this alright. It feels like you can. There you go. Okay, we're here. So the first poem I'm going to read is one that was requested and also recommended by some of you guys, and that is Annabelle Lee. So chill out, take a second, and let's begin. This is Annabelle Lee. It was many and many a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived, whom you may know by the name of Annabelle Lee. And this maiden she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. I was a child and she was a child in this kingdom by the sea, but we loved with a love that was more than love, I and my Annabelle Lee, with a love that the winged seraphs of heaven coveted her and me. And this was the reason that, long ago, in this kingdom by the sea, a wind blew out of a cloud, chilling my beautiful Annabelle Lee, so that her high-born kinsman came and bore her away from me, to shut her up in a sepulchre in this kingdom by the sea. The angels, not half so happy in heaven, went envying her and me. Yes, that was the reason, as all men know, in this kingdom by the sea, that the wind came out of the cloud by night, chilling and killing my Annabelle Lee. But our love It was stronger by far than the love of those who were older than we, of many far wiser than we, and neither the angels in heaven above nor the demons down under the sea can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabel Lee. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabel Lee, and the stars never rise but I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And so, all the night tide, I lie down by the side of my darling, my life and my bride, in the sepulchre there by the sea, in her tomb by the sounding sea. When I first read this poem, I thought it was about a boat. I thought it was about a man and his love for his boat that he's had since he was a child and it got broken or something. I don't think it's that deep. Get it? Because the sea. No, but genuinely, that was terrible, Gavin. I don't think it's that deep. I don't think there's that much symbolism. I think it is genuinely about a woman named Annabel Lee. But who knows? I am just a dude on YouTube. So the second poem that I would like to read is The Valley of Unrest. Once it smiled a silent dell, where the people did not dwell. They had gone unto the wars, trusting to the mild-eyed stars, nightly from their azure towers, to keep watch above the flowers, in the midst of which all day the red sunlight lazily lay. Now each visitor shall confess the sad valley's restlessness. Nothing there is motionless, nothing save the airs that brood over by the magic solitude. Ah, by no wind are stirred those trees that palpitate like the chill seas around the misty Hebrides. Ah, by no wind those clouds are driven that rustle through the unquiet heaven. Uneasily from morn till even over the violets there that lie in myriad types of the human eye, over the lilies there that wave and weep above a nameless grave. They wave from out their fragrant tops, eternal dews come down in drops. They weep from off their delicate stems, perennial tears descend in gems. So The City in the Sea is the next one I'm going to read, but if you're reading along, or if you're not reading along, I guess, there's a line in this poem, The Valley of Unrest, that I googled to see if it was a typo, and I think it is, where it says clouds, because there is an extra O in clouds. Clouds. Isn't that a film about a family? Oh, The Croods. That's The Croods. Good film. Anyway. The City in the Sea. Lo, Death has reared himself a throne in a strange city lying alone, far down within the dim west, where the good and the bad and the worst and the best have gone to their eternal rest. There shrines and palaces and towers, time-eaten towers that tremble not, resemble nothing that is ours. Around by lifting winds forgot, resignedly beneath the sky the melancholy waters lie. No rays from the holy heaven come down on the long night time of that town, but light from out the lurid sea streams up the turrets silently, gleams up the pinnacles far and free, up domes, up spires, up kingly halls, up fanes, up Babylon-like walls, up shadowy long-forgotten bowers of sculptured ivy and stone flowers, up many and many a marvellous shrine whose wreathed friezes intertwine the vial, the violet, and the vine. Resignedly beneath the sky the melancholy waters lie. So blend the turrets and shadows there that all seem pendulous in air, while from a proud tower in the town death looks gigantically down. There open fanes and gaping graves yawn level with the luminous waves, but not the riches there that lie in each idol's diamond eye. Not the gaily jewelled dead tempt the waters from their bed, for no ripples curl, alas, along that wilderness of glass. No swellings tell that winds may be upon some far-off happier sea. No heavings hint that winds have been on seas less hideously serene. But lo, a stir is in the air, the wave, there is a movement there, as if the towers had thrust aside in slightly sinking the dull tide, as if their tops had feebly given a void within the filmy heaven. The waves have now a redder glow, the hours are breathing faint and low, and when, amid no earthly moans, down, down that town shall settle hence, hell rising from 1,000 thrones shall do it reverence. So I really like that poem, and I had a hair in my eye for the entirety of that reading. Still smashed it out the park. Go me. Sorry, just had to throw that flex in there. I'd like to read Silence next. There are some qualities, some incorporate things, that have a double life, which thus is made, a type of that twin entity which springs from matter and light, evinced in solid and shade. There is a twofold silence, sea and shore, body and soul. One dwells in lonely places, newly with grass o'ergrown, some solemn graces, some human memories and tearful lore render him terrorless, his name's no more. He is the corporate silence, dread him not, no power hath he of evil in himself. But should some urgent fate, untimely lot, bring thee to meet his shadow, nameless elf that haunteth the lone regions where hath trod no foot of man, commend thyself to God. I don't really understand that poem, but there's something about it I like, and I'm not going to think about it too much. I'm just going to go with what it is and let it be. It is what it is. I'm going to read one more poem, and that poem is going to be El Dorado. And there's a reason I'm going to read El Dorado last, because I feel like it's a really nice message to end on. My interpretation of it, anyway. The last poem of the evening, or whatever time it is for you right now, is El Dorado. Gaily bedight, a gallant knight, in sunshine and in shadow, had journeyed long, singing a song, in search of El Dorado. But he grew old, this knight so bold, and o'er his heart a shadow fell as he found no spot of ground that looked like El Dorado. And as his strength failed him at length, he met a pilgrim shadow. Shadow, said he, where can it be, this land of El Dorado? Over the mountains of the moon, down the valley of the shadow, ride, boldly ride, the shade replied, if you seek for El Dorado. So, two things. One, I did that last because I got to do a cool voice for it, and that was fun. Secondly, to me, this poem and El Dorado itself is not about El Dorado being an actual place. It's I think it talks about hardship, and I think it talks about El Dorado being within and going through hardship and facing adversity reveals peace within by going through this hardship. But that's just my interpretation of it anyway. I could be wrong. Who am I? I am not a professional poemist. Yes. That will do for today. I have plans for more videos. I am not going anywhere, like I said. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you are sufficiently relaxed and Edgar Allan Poe'd up. Thank you for your requests and your recommendations. Please keep them coming in. And until next time, take care, and I'll see you soon.